Welcome everybody to another video of mine. My name is the IT Guy, and today we'll be looking at the issue where Gnome3 in PopOS is not showing the correct desktop icons. As you can see over here, I have two desktop icons. One is for Firefox and one is for the text editor. And as you can see, it just shows a generic file, which basically means that the GNOME desktop icons extension does not recognize this, or Nautilus does not recognize this. So the Nautilus is the file browser. So we're going to have a look at why this is, and actually I have already figured out what the problem is with this one. The problem is there is some sort of bug in Gnome3 icons, and I don't really know if it has something to do with the icons or something to do with Nautilus. I think it is a combination of both, but I do think that Nautilus is more the culprit here rather than Gnome3. But what we're going to do here is we're going to replace Nautilus with something called Nemo, which is also a file browser. And it's up to you to choose whether you want to use Nautilus as your default file browser, or you want to switch it up with Nemo. That's all up to you. So the first thing we are going to do is install something called Gnome Tweaks. And this is just to disable the GNOME icons over here, otherwise they will overlap. So let's go ahead and go into PopShop and type in Gnome Tweaks. And we can install Gnome Tweaks over here. And just enter the password. Okay, let's close that up and let's open up Gnome Tweaks. So it's this one over here, Tweaks. Then go into extensions, and first of all, let's disable desktop icons over here. Okay, so now that's done. We can go over to our terminal and let's type in sudo apt install Nemo. This will install the Nemo desktop environment, the file manager, the Nemo desktop environment. Excuse me, the Nemo file manager. And now we can type in Nemo-desktop, and lo and behold, the icons do appear over here. But as you can see, they are still not really the way we want them to be. If we would click it over here and we would mark as trusted, then we will see that the icon does appear. So as you can see, Firefox's icon has already changed, and right now we can see that the text editor.desktop has not changed yet. But if we double click it and we would mark as trusted, then we'll see that the icons will change, and that is because it has to be, first of all, when you create the .desktop file, it has to be recognized as a trusted launcher. So right now we can click Firefox, and without any issues, the Firefox web browser will launch, which was also not the case when we were using Nautilus. So now let's see right now. So let's cancel this one by pressing Ctrl+C, and let's go into our menu over here and type in Nemo. And now, as you can see, there is a new files application over here. Let's add that to our favorites first of all, and let's remove Nautilus from the favorites over here. But now we still have to change Nemo to be the default file manager, because as you can see, so if we would type in Nautilus again, this is Nautilus, and then let's type in Nemo, and this is Nemo. So both are, quite identical, but as you can see, Nemo, in my honest opinion, does have a bit more features, it seems, or at least for me, it's it's a lot handier for me to use Nemo. I find it to be a lot more convenient than Nautilus. So I'm not going to remove Nautilus, because when you look at PopOS, a lot of the themes in PopOS rely on Nautilus. So we're not going to remove Nautilus. Nautilus can perfectly remain on the system. What we're going to do is we're going to just use a simple command that will transform our Nemo installation, so our Nemo program over here, as the default file manager. So the command we type in is the following. So xdg dash def dash mime, mime default Nemo dot desktop, and then we want to specify inode slash directory application slash x dash gnome dash saved dash search. And this is the first one. Oops, I think I made a little typo over here, so it's mime, not mimi. There we go. And then we want to do the following. So we want to do startup applications. We want to go over to the startup applications, and as you can see, the only application that we start up first is the SSH key agent, and we want to add one over here. And we want to do Nemo desktop icons. So you can put whatever you want, it's just to give it a label to know whatever it is. And then we want to type in the command nemo-desktop, and then comment starts nemo-desktop. Okay, go ahead and add that, and let's close everything up. Now let's first of all reboot the system. So let's type in the password over here. There we go. We have both our icons over here. So we have Firefox and text editor. So as you can see, we have made Nemo our default desktop manager over here. So this means that it will show us, not to be confused with desktop environment, that is still GNOME, the default desktop manager. The desktop manager is just the program that shows the desktop icons over here. And we are using Nemo, and we can verify that if we type in xdg-open and we type in $home or whatever application, whatever folder you want to, directory you want to open over here, you just type enter, and it would actually show us the application that is used to open that specific folder. So let's go about to about, and we'll see that Nemo is actually the default file manager right now. So that's good. So we can close that up, and also we can use files over here. And I do believe that the files, the file manager Nemo is a lot easier to use, but that's your personal preference. And also you are not really you don't really have to use the file manager if you just want to use the desktop environment. You just want to use the desktop manager, excuse me, I always mix those two words up. So the desktop manager, if you want to use the default desktop manager, only want to use the default desktop manager Nemo desktop, then that is also perfectly fine. You can use Nautilus as your file manager, and you can use Nemo as the default desktop manager. No problem whatsoever. So yeah, this was just me showing you how to fix the missing icons in PopOS using Gnome3. I hope you liked this video and it helped you out. And if it did, please, if it did, guys, please leave a like and a comment below. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.